Hey guys, welcome back to Man Reacts. Before I get into this video that I got here, I wanted to go over a comment that just came through from a new subscriber from Selu, S-E-L-U. And they say, now they're referring to a video I had previously where I had said, Americans are just dumb as fuck. We just keep falling for the same things over and over and over again. And they did make a good point here, and I wanted to tack on to what I said. But they said, Americans are dumb as fuck, yes. But we are also highly propagandized. And I'm really glad you brought up that point. I think it does go without saying we face propaganda every day. There is a system in place to constantly keep you or the people uneducated or miseducated. There's a lot of money to be made from people being kept stupid. I'll say that. So, let's go ahead and get into this video. This is Mike Figueredo's from the Humanist Report, or the Humanist Report. I fuck that up every time. My brain reads Humanist, but I know it's Humanist. Okay, so here we are. Let's get into this.
Well, I'm sure that by now you're all aware of the fact that there was a very, very important Democratic Party primary taking place in the 11th Congressional District of Ohio between Nina Turner and Shontel Brown. And if you haven't heard the results, just click out of this video and remain in ignorant bliss, because this is going to ruin your day if you were hoping that we'd have one of the most important fighters elected to Congress, because Nina Turner lost. Now, it is the case that not all of the votes have been counted at the time.
I mean, it looked like she was going to lose. We all did that whole fucking thing where, like with Bernie, oh my God, he's doing so great. He's so far ahead. What happened?
Time that I record this video, but with more than 75% of precincts reporting, it is the case that Shontel Brown has defeated Nina Turner 49.8% to 44.7%. So to kind of put things into perspective for you, Shontel Brown, someone with little to no name recognition, made up a 35-point deficit and ended up pretty handily defeating someone who's a political behemoth like Nina Turner with national name recognition. Ask yourself, how on earth did this happen?
What does national name recognition really honestly do for you on a local level? That can hurt you just as much as it can help. All the things you've ever said, being twisted and out of context.
Happen? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. Money. And that might be a little bit of an oversimplification, but just look at how much money was spent.
Money. Now, initially, I wanted to believe that was the truth as well. But, let's look at this here. So this is by early June. Nina Turner hits the $3 million mark. And this is back in April, and Shontel Brown had raised $680,000. So, you're going to tell me that in 2 months, now don't get me wrong, there was a lot of money that was added at the end of her campaign, but I don't think it ended up to be that much more than $3 million. And you had $3 million early June. So what the fuck were you doing with that money? If money was the problem, where was your money spent? All this grassroots money, and I have to give another shout out here to Blue Moon Red Wine, but she just had a video where she talked about the amount of grassroots fundraising that you've had is astronomical. How in the fuck did you not get more done with what you had? And I think it has to do more with the fact that part of the support that you had, Nina Turner, was you backing the People's Party movement, where you more or less said, if I didn't have to run Democrat, I wouldn't. And people, I mean, we're down with that. Fuck these corporate Dems. Fuck these Republicans. We need our own thing. But everybody's going to blame money. I mean, don't get me wrong, money had a lot to do with it. But that wasn't all of it.
Against Nina Turner here, and see how much money Nina Turner spent, and I think that you'll get a pretty clear picture as to why this race turned out the way it did. So as HuffPost's Daniel Morans explains, when it comes to pro-Turner or anti-Brown spending, there was just over $900,000 spent. However, when it comes to...
Why was there only $900,000 spent? Tell me that. Where did all that money go?
Pro-Brown or anti-Turner spending, $2.7 million. So Nina Turner here was the underdog. Nina Turner was heavily disadvantaged. And when you look at this chart provided to us by Kirk Botto on Twitter, you can see that just one super PAC basically made the entire difference here. It is the Democratic Majority for Israel PAC, who Shontel Brown petitioned.
But Turner's whole thing was grassroots donations. She raised more money from that than damn near fucking anybody. So putting up a chart that shows you how the PACs were distributed isn't, I mean, don't get me wrong, corporate Dems are going to support corporate Dems. You know, dogs are going to bark. But where the fuck did all that other money go? Am I insane?
To get in the race for her. So they spent almost $2 million on behalf of Shontel Brown to oppose Turner and support Brown. And all of these other smaller groups, such as MoveOn.org, National Nurses United, Ohio Women Rising, I mean, they spent on behalf of Nina Turner, but I mean, it pales in comparison here. And the only one that came close to any of the anti-Turner PACs, Third Way, was the Democratic Action PAC, but still they were outspent by Third Way, who spent lots of money, almost $500,000 to oppose Nina Turner. So when you look at those charts, it's really easy to see why Nina Turner lost here.
Yeah, when you look at the charts, it looks that way. Nina Turner hit $3 million. Grassroots, from the people. I don't get why people keep fucking telling us that grassroots is the way to go, and you're gonna act like that money didn't exist. You spent $900,000? Where's the rest of that money?
Shontel Brown was able to do what was seemingly impossible. Money.
It wasn't impossible. They've done this shit 100 fucking times. Most recently with Joe Biden.
And this is why I am very clear about the need to decommodify elections and get money out of politics, because it shouldn't be the case that money dictates who wins and loses elections. But unfortunately, that is the reality of the system that we live in, and that's really unfortunate. And I just want to say, you're watching this video, you're reading the news, and I know what you're feeling. Because guess what? I feel it too. I feel gutted. I feel demoralized. I feel depressed, even genuinely depressed. And we needed this victory. We needed this victory after the loss, after the sting of 2020, after we all still feel that we needed this victory. Because Nina Turner is the real.
Then where the fuck were all y'all at? Where were y'all at? Did y'all go to Ohio? And I'm talking about not just Humanist Report, the Majority Report, TYT. Were y'all on the ground, knocking doors? Breonna Joy Gray was. Was you? After Kyle Kalinske, where was you at? Crystal Ball. Y'all was on the floor, knocking doors. Pfft.
deal. Nina Turner wouldn't just be a +1 vote to all of the progressive priorities in Congress. She wouldn't just be a +1 to the squad in Congress. Nina Turner is a leader. Nina Turner would be a fighter, vociferously so, for Medicare for All, for the Green New Deal, for student debt cancellation, and who knows what Nina Turner could have accomplished. Today alone, we learned how important electing progressives to Congress is. Because Cori Bush single-handedly got the Biden administration to extend the moratorium on evictions. How? By simply sleeping on the steps of the Capitol for 5 days, being relentless. So imagine if Cori Bush never defeated Lacey Clay in 2020. It might still be the case that we're...
The whole thing with Cori Bush is like, okay, you forced the president's hand by sleeping in front of the White House or the steps of Congress, right? But when it comes to like permanent policy, you're telling me that you couldn't pull the same fucking stunt? And I'm not saying it's all got to be on Cori Bush. Thank God she did that. You know, but where the fuck is everybody else? What is everybody else doing? Even AOC, when you went to go help Nina Turner knock on doors, very easily you could have went to that Medicare for All march with Nina Turner, get the cameras from every fucking news station in a 100-mile radius. You could have. And all that slander against you, where people thought that you really didn't support Medicare for All because, again, corporate Dems are going to do what corporate Dems are going to do. They're going to fucking slander you. You had to know that was coming. And you had all this money. Figueredo's being super disingenuous right now, talking about she really, all that PAC support. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, the dogs are going to bark. But you had to know that was coming. You had $3 million in grassroots fundraising. I don't know.
We are facing a national eviction crisis, even to a worse extent than we are now. Cori Bush did that. So imagine what Nina Turner could have accomplished had she been elected.
I'm so tired of hearing shit like that. Imagine what this person could have done had they been elected. I don't have to fucking imagine. AOC is in there. Rashida Tlaib is in there. Ilhan Omar is in there. These progressives are in there. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to take away from Cori Bush. I commend you for doing that. But at the same time, should I really have to fucking commend you for doing your job? Is that the state of politics? That doing the absolute bare fucking minimum is you being a hero? Come on.
And even though you're feeling depressed and nothing I say is going to convince you or make you feel inspired, one, silver lining is that Nina Turner is a fighter and she's not going to go away. Like, this isn't the last of Nina Turner, obviously, and I do believe that her political career is going to flourish. I do believe she will one day be successful, whether it's in Congress or as a governor. I don't know. Nina Turner is an icon. She is a leader, and leaders don't just go away with one election loss. Bernie,
you got beat by some fucking no-name politician. You're known by everyone. And you still weren't able to leverage that? I think dude's given a lot of praise to someone who just lost their ass off. Participation trophies.
Sanders, he wasn't immediately electorally successful. It takes time. Losses are inevitable. They're baked into the process. but that doesn't make us feel any better. Being reminded of the fact that, yeah, you know, losses are inevitable, that doesn't make us feel any better, because the situation is rapidly deteriorating in the United States and around the globe, and we just need one more voice to like move us a little bit closer in the right direction. And it's not like Nina Turner was the panacea. It's not like Nina Turner alone could solve all of the country and the world's problems, but
y'all fucking acted like it would. AOC, every fucking channel, Secular Talk, your channel, the Majority Report, all talked about how Nina Turner would be the fucking turning point. And you put so many fucking eggs in a basket, and you just acted like we already won. The same shit with Bernie. When are y'all ever gonna fucking learn? And like I said in another video, I donated to Nina Turner. I don't really make good money, and I donated to Nina Turner. And I mean, don't get me wrong, maybe that was a selfish donation. Maybe it was, if I could give a little money, and maybe that'd build a little bit more hope. But God, they sell that shit to you. They sell you hope. You don't get it, but they sell it.
just having her there as a fighter would have made a measurable difference. And now it's over. And to make matters worse, if you click on the trending tab on Twitter and you click on Nina Turner's name, you see corporate Democrats celebrating individuals like Yvette Nicole Brown. Loving every moment of this, celebrating. You see corporate Democrats like Tom Watson. You see Bush-era Republicans turned anti-Trump Republicans who are saying, hey, Shontel Brown won. Now it's time to celebrate. I don't know if it was Bill Kristol, but I mean, you know, the general people, the blue check mark, Democratic Party, loyalist liberals on Twitter who were terrible during the 2020 Democratic Party primaries, like they all reared their ugly heads again. But another component to Nina Turner's loss here is that the left wasn't all on board here. And that's something that absolutely has to be discussed, because yes, it was the case that big money probably was the defining characteristic of this race. There are other things that we have to explore, and I want the left to use this defeat to do some serious soul searching about what we're going to do as a movement collectively. And there's no leadership here, right? We are a decentralized movement. We're a bunch of misfits and edgelords online, so it's not like we're going to form some sort of a think tank and emerge with a consensus. But we have to do some soul searching, folks, just as individuals. Be a little bit introspective about what went wrong. And I'm gonna be frank. There's a lot of leftists who didn't just not participate in this election to help Nina Turner, but actively tried to sabotage Nina Turner. And it happened from the beginning. Like when I did my interview with Nina Turner to promote her campaign, I saw portions of it clipped out online where people on the left supposedly were trying to disparage Nina Turner. That's incredible.
Because she fucking sidestepped that whole fucking, well, I don't want to have to be on the Dems, but I'm going to run as a Dem because I have to. Making it sound like she really did support a third-party idea. And we're like, you know what, we get it. You gotta run as a Dem, we get it. But then all that talk fucking stopped. You didn't talk like that anymore. And that's why people were fucking hating on her. And here's the fucking thing. Progressives are not free of criticism. Anybody, just because it's a woman, just because it's a person of color, you are allowed to critique them. Don't let the fucking world tell you that you can't. Don't let the world tell you that just because you criticize a woman in power, you're a fucking misogynist. The left is eating itself with shit like that. There was criticism, and she didn't want to address that. Fine. Then lose the support. And it looks like you lost just enough support to lose. Don't go blaming the voters. Maybe look at a fucking mirror.
Incredibly harmful. I saw some podcasts who purport to be on the left quite literally discourage their viewers from donating to Nina Turner, knowing the damage that that could cause, because Nina Turner was going to be outspent, and at that point we knew that these super PACs were bankrolling Nina Turner's opponent. So I saw a lot.
Why was she outspent though? Again, $3 million. Where the fuck did all that money go? If 2/3 of your donations coming in are going to something other than advertisements, paper advertisements, mail outs, then where the fuck is it going? Who were you paying that much money? You had so much grassroots support, people that would volunteer for free, and you couldn't set up that structure? People that would have been more than fucking happy to help. And somehow you only spent $900,000.
A lot of leftists all basically discounting Nina Turner, brushing her aside as if this victory was unimportant. Well, now you're going to see the difference. Now you get to see a corporate Democrat like Chantel Brown who's not going to listen to you at all, who's going to...
What's fucking new? What's new? You act like that's some kind of fucking burn. But even the progressives we get in there act like corporate Dems. God, bro, you have fucking lost touch.
Ignore you, who's not going to support Medicare for all, who doesn't support student debt cancellation, who doesn't support housing as a human right. Now,
they don't already. Fucking welcome to America.
now you get to see the difference between Nina Turner and Chantel Brown and the individuals who either didn't support Nina Turner actively and sound the alarm, make some noise for Nina Turner, or actively discourage people from donating to Nina Turner's campaign. You get to own this. You get to own this. You know who you are. You get to...
No, fucking you get to own this. Your whole TYT Network Association gets to own this. Where were you at with your, 400,000 subscribers? Were you on the ground? Did you knock on doors? Where were you at? Again, another shout out to Blue Moon Red Wine for making this point. I'm going to link her channel in the down below. She does some really good videos. But one point she said that really, really got me. People like the Majority Report, like Sam Cedar, Emma Vigeland, they really hate on people for... well, if you want to support these campaigns, you can support these campaigns, and they talk about how great they are. People like Nina Turner. Which, in my opinion, was a great candidate. But where were you at? You have positioned yourself with this online income where people like Humanist Report, the Majority Report, TYT, you could have been on the ground. You could have been there all fucking week. You could have. And you chose not to. You get to fucking own this. This is on you. You took us for granted. You took the left for granted. We thought we already won. We keep fucking eating ourselves with shit like this when we try to say that no candidate should have criticism. Because you're just as bad as a Republican if you criticize a candidate. No. Enough with the fucking party affiliation. What are you as a candidate, as a politician, what are you going to bring to the table? You specifically. I don't give a fuck what team you're on. It doesn't even matter. You all cash the same fucking checks.
To own this defeat because you aligned with the corporate Democrats Wittingly or unwittingly, you have been a useful idiot for the DNC, so congratulations. Anyone who is pretending as if Nina Turner would be a useless addition to Congress, you get to own this. You know who you are.
No one pretended that she would be a useless candidate. That's stupid. But you're going to blame all these people who... Again, I was one of the people that donated to Nina Turner. You know? And then you're going to sit there and say that... And I was also critical of Nina Turner. But you're going to say because I had criticism, I aligned with the right. Therefore, I stood with them. We're never going to fucking get anywhere with people like this, bro. And we're never going to make any progress with channels like Humus Report. It's just the same garbage over and over again.
Anyone who claimed that Nina Turner would be as ineffectual as other members of the squad, you get to own this.
Okay, I'm tired of the finger wagging. I'm pretty sure he more or less just keeps on going to fucking blame people who support third party and blame people who were critical of her. And the last I fucking checked, you had to earn my vote. Last I checked. I'll see you guys on another video. Peace.